Boker Tov, good morning. It's wonderful to be here with you this morning during this intermediate day of Pesach. Today is Thursday morning, and tomorrow will be our last intermediate day, as the seventh day is Erev. Uh, Seventh day is Shabbat this year, and just trying to get ready for all that is here. And it's wonderful to be here with you this morning, especially that this is the 19th day of Nisan. It being a Torah day during the holiday, we will look at some of the Torah that's relevant to our holiday today. It is wonderful to be here with you, and I hope you woke up feeling well today. And so please do share a greeting like Eleanor just did, and Annette did, and Joni, and Anita, and Sandra, to one, to all, Boker Tov, Boker O. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and Chag Sameach. Welcome to this Chol HaMoed, this regular day in the midst of the holiday. And so let us make sure that it's a regular day, but not humdrum, a day of meaning, a day of significance, and as we've been doing throughout the week, a day of freedom. So let's begin diving right into our morning prayers. And let's join in this prayer in English, a prayer for the strength of the body and the amazing miracle of having another day together. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand together in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And let's recite the prayer for the soul in Hebrew. The neshama is from linshom, to breathe. It forces us to breathe, taking big breaths in, letting the breath all the way out when there's a hey at the end of a word with a dot in it. Eloi, neshama shenatata bi torahi, atavrata, atayatarta, vatanafachta bi, vatamishamra bekirbi, kol zman shahan shema bekirbi, modeh ani lefanecha. Adonai Eloi ve'Eloi avotai, ribon kol ha'ma'asim, Adon kol haneshamot. Baruch atah Adonai, asher be'yado nefesh kol chai, ve'ruach kol basar ish. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God, and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. Well, please join me on this Thursday morning in reciting this prayer for Torah study and committing ourselves to the freedom that comes from knowledge, from learning, from growth experience that is learning. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arevna Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu, ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat ber midrash shacharit ve'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. Vachnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. Ubikur cholim, to visit the sick. Vahachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulvayat hamed, to console. To keep faith with the dead, ve'iyun tefillah, to pray with sincerity, v'hava'at shalom ben adam lechavero, to make peace when there is strife, v'talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. As I was making the way through the translation, I was stuck sort of in the memory of what was in my head as opposed to what was on the page. It's especially during the holiday of Pesach, we need to free ourselves from the patterns to which we are accustomed and to open up our minds, our souls, our hearts to new aspects of our lives and new directions so that we can live the most in our lives and give the most in our lives. Let's join together, as we did on the holiday yesterday, of chanting these words, except when we get to the prayer for being free, basic to Pesach. We will chant it, but then also read it in English. And we'll do the same with the blessing, Matir Asurim, first one on the next page, for the hostages, for setting free captives, a reality throughout the life of our people, and one painfully that we live with and that those families live with. Still in the ongoing crime by Hamas and their criminal conspirators. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'sechvi vina, להבחין בין יום ובין לילה. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שעשני בצלמנו כדמותנו. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ben chorin. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have given me free will. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asali kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, bokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish haumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you release those who are held captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, roka haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten leYaef koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir sheina me'enai, utnama me'afapai. Let's continue praying and singing together as we join in Shema, singing the first two lines and alternating which paragraph we chant. We'll chant the Ve'ahavta paragraph today and recite the Vayomer paragraph, which celebrates the Exodus from Egypt, which we experience every day, especially during Pesach. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם. ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת. והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו. וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Well, let us continue. I did this while having you watch me scrolling. Sorry about that. But I want us to recite the prayer Ya'aleh V'Yavo for the intermediate days of the festival. And I appreciate you joining with me in this prayer. Eloheinu Elokei Avotenu V'Imotenu Ya'aleh V'Yavo V'Yizacher Zichronenu V'Zichron Kol Amcha Bet Yisrael Lefanecha L'Tova L'Chen U'Lechesed U'Lerachamim L'Chaim U'Leshalom B'Yom Chag HaMatzot Hazeh. Zochrenu Adonai Eloheinu Bo L'Tova, Amen. Ufokdenu Vo Livracha, Amen. V'Hoshienu Vo L'Chaim, Amen. Our God and God of all ages, be mindful of your people Israel on this day of Pesach, and renew in us love and compassion, goodness, life, and peace. This day remember us for well-being, Amen. This day bless us with your nearness, Amen. This day help us to a fuller life. And let's continue with our prayers of Hallel, prayers of celebration of the wonder of this holiday of Pesach and the freedom that we do enjoy, freedom to commit ourselves to the freedom of others. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro et ha'Hallel. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. הייתה יהודה לקודשו, ישראל ממשלותיו. הים רב וינוס, הירדן ייסוב לאחור, ההרים רקדו חיילים, גבעות כבני צאן. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. Well, now as we are in the midst of the holiday, we still make our way each day through the chanting from the book of Exodus, these words that really tell us about the power and the meaning of this holiday and about the lessons of freedom and servitude and slavery and responsibility. On the seventh day, this Shabbat, we'll be reading chapter 15, the Song of the Sea, and the beginning of chapter 14 of the story of Exodus, when the people have gone forth but are encamped facing the sea. This is what we hear. The Eternal said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites that they should turn back and encamp before Piachirot, between Migdol and the sea, before and facing Baal Tzafon, Nichachot Tachanu Ala'am. You shall encamp facing it by the sea. What is the path to freedom? Nichecho, facing it. That in order to create freedom, we have to face the world as it truly is, what we have, what we lack, as well as the miraculous possibility ahead. If the people were not willing to face the possibility of another miracle, especially after 10 plagues in Egypt, then I don't think the miracle at the sea would have happened. Verse 3, Pharaoh will say of the Israelites, they are astray in the land. The wilderness has closed in on them. In what sense is the Pharaoh thinks they're astray? He doesn't think that God is leading them. In the word, the second to last Hebrew word, and the number 3 on that line that I'm circling is nevuchim. Maimonides' guide for those who need help is More Nevuchim, the guide for the perplexed. It's usually translated. That is that situation where they've left one situation they know, and they haven't yet entered a new situation. Verse 4, really, that tells us in many ways, verse 4 and 5 that tell us the meaning of slavery. Then I will stiffen Pharaoh's heart, and he will pursue them, that I may gain glory through Pharaoh and all his host, and the Egyptians shall know that I am the Eternal. They did so. I'm not sure what they did so means there. I'll have to look at that to see what the commentators say. But I'm more interested in getting to the end of verse 5, when the king of Egypt was told that the people had fled. Pharaoh and his courtiers had a change of heart about the people. Literally says in the second line of Hebrew, V'ye'afech levav, that the heart turned over. The heart really turned the opposite way. And they said, Mazot asinu, what is this we have done? Ki shilachnu et Yisrael me'ovdenu. Now, the English here, according to Rashi, is not really correct, because it says, what is this we have done? Releasing Israel from our service. But me'ovdenu does not say from some abstract noun of serving us, but it literally is from the act of serving us. So not from service, but from being useful for us. That their entire definition of the people of Israel was not as human beings, but only defined by what benefit they could derive from them. And it is a kind of slavery anytime that our only way of relating to a person is not as an actual whole person, but merely by what they can do to facilitate or make our lives different or better. And I think that's an important definition for us to keep in mind. Let's continue to focus not just on what the soldiers of the IDF do for us, but on their human commitment, sacrifice, challenge, to do something so awful, so painful, and yet because of Hamas's criminal actions and evil intentions, so ultimately necessary. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, אמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה, מכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות. לא יישאו גוי לגוי חרב, ולא ימדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid. And together we say, Amen. And now we turn to our prayer for those in need of healing. Thank you to each of you for sharing names of those we consider, because this prayer is for those in our immediate family and circle of friends in need of strength and healing, for those in a wider circle, and especially because it's not just from illness or injury, but from isolation, whether the isolation of age or illness or the forced isolation of captivity, forced by terrorist Hamas and their criminal allies on innocent individuals. And so for each of them, for all of them, for the names given to me and given to Temple, the names placed in the chat, and this and other services, for all in need, we turn to these words of refuah. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah v'Rachel, hu yirapeh et kol makotenu. יהי רצון מלפניך אלוהינו להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ותרד shalom ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's been very meaningful on these intermediate days and on this particular intermediate day of Pesach to be with you, to connect and reflect. And now it is time for us to remember, recalling those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. During the last 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Pauline Finkelman, Valerie Fox, Gary Brown, Hagit Chovav, Nora Boyd. We also remember all victims of war and terror, including Moshe Musa Horan. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this day, on this 19th day of Nisan, the 17th of April, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Morris Edelman, Henry Bloomberg, Solomon Danziger, Henry Devlin, Fanny Bratt Herman, Itzi M. Katzman, Saul Levine, Isaac Wise. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemeh Rabbah. בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Well, Chag Sameach, it's wonderful to be here with you today. Temple is grateful that a contribution has been made to the Louis David Katzman Fund by Anita and Norm Katzman, observing Yahrzeit for Itzi Katzman. Join me again here tomorrow morning on Boker Tov, and for those who are going to join us Friday night for our Erev Shabbat and Erev Seventh-day service, please watch the link very carefully because of some unfolding events. It looks like we may have to, for 1 week, go back to our Zoom link as opposed to our streaming link. The link will be available on the Temple website, and in the email that goes out today. So please make sure you have the ability to join us. We'd miss you if you didn't. Boker Tov, Boker Or, Chag